Go check that picture.
No, thank you, sir. Please walk faster. Pleased to be walking faster, ma'am. So, up here. Thank you.
Fireplace.
Alright. So, we got the flashlight. Again, like I said an hour ago, the most important item in the entire single entire game. Besides the statue, but that's mentioned a million times.
Now you don't die.
Words to open door. Naha-i-sha. Sh. I don't know what that means or if that is actual Latin. Latin, mate. Anyway, so we have a bunch more things to do. We're gonna go into this doorway right here. And for the first door, we have our library, which is a pretty cool room. Hey, it's a library key. It opened, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good. This is a cool room. I don't know if this remains in here or anything. Nope. It certainly did look like it, didn't it? Yeah. It says take the dry path when choosing amongst the three. Which is if you don't know what you're doing, it's like. So
Bob says lead balls.
What we're gonna notice in here is there's a box up here, and there's something inside, and there's a freaking step ladder. So you use the step ladder, stand on it, you have the thing. Here's one of the cooler things in the game if you don't know what's going on. This would confuse the heck out of me. Small wooden box is inside the letter box. Strange, it sounds like something is in the box, but I can't get it open, which is kind of ridiculous because why can't you just smash it? Yeah, but whatever. It's an adventure game. So how do I take the object out? Well, luckily you don't have to go too far. Take the wooden box.
Literally throw it in fire.
And you throw it in fire, which is something that like you don't think of right away. But you're like, oh yeah, duh.
Yeah.
Of course I can burn away the smaller box. But it doesn't. It just goes away, which is fine. There's so many things in this game that when you happen, you're like, oh. Yeah, it just goes away. Oh, okay. Cool.
Wooden box.
I'm really
What
glad.
does it make the fire go far? Yeah.
I guess it depends what the key was made out of.
What?
That was cool.
Weird.
So we have the key for the cosmetic box, which is extremely important. We go back to this room. We're gonna check. Oh, what's that on the floor? There's a bunch of scratches. There's a bunch of scratches. Oh, looks like there's an open freaking thing there. Let's try putting this. Alrighty. From here now. This is the coolest part in the game that I do think would take like forever to figure out. So, you have to drop these down here and listen to what sounds they make. It said take the dry path earlier, a second we looked. So I got lucky, and that was the first one. I'll show you what it sounds like when it's
I thought that was water.
thrown. That was the correct one.
Oh, okay.
So make a splash.
Oh, okay.
Those graphics.
It is.
Yeah. So it's obviously.
It's weird. If you go down the wrong path, there's no water at the bottom.
Yeah, there's no water. You just get killed by a bunch of rats, I think.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go down here. This is the weirdest part in the entire game, both for voice acting and what happens at the end. By far, what happens in this next room. It's just really strange. Let's see. Look at those graphs. Nice. Hey, baby. Helen.
Did you save all people yet?
A lot of people get saved automatically.
Also,
like
he's not at the end of the game.
Yeah, I'm not at the end of the game yet. Like, Gotts is in this room, and you have to, to get the best ending, you have to talk to Gotts. And in case you don't know what that stuff is right there, it's
like skeletons.
It's the skeletons of children specifically.
Oh.
I think like they say 50 or something like that. Nice face.
Hey, what do you mean by that?
So you have to talk to them several times.
Where is everyone? Aren't they with you?
This voice.
Oh no.
Scissor Man attacked us and we all scattered.
Oh.
And I left you in that room.
Oh, I see.
And like,
I see.
the funny thing is, you have to keep talking
What
to
do
him,
we
or
do
else he'll
now,
just sit
Teach?
there.
We've got to keep looking.
Okay.
There has to be a way to kill Scissor Man here somewhere.
Wow.
Yawn.
That's why he's trying so hard to get in our
What?
way.
The loading of this game is so weird.
Yeah. Then take this with you.
Whoa.
It might be useful.
Might be useful.
It is extremely useful.
A pistol? What about
Oh,
you?
I've got this.
It's okay. I've got another.
I've got another.
I carry 7 pistols on me.
Can you
all
use
time.
it?
I mean, to be honest, if I was going to a thing with Scissor Man, I'd be like, well, I know it's not going to work, but I'm going to bring a bunch of
I've had some
bazookas.
training.
And bring everything in the
That
world.
means you're an amateur.
Cool story, bro.
Yawn.
But anyway, this will be real practice.
But anyway, about that. Now, the weirdest thing in the entire game is going to happen in a second. If it even
If it
God.
loads.
Gods.
Huh?
Huh?
Thank you.
What a weird...
And the weirdest thing in the entire game.
I don't like this. Look at their faces.
Yeah, it's just like, So yeah, the ghosts of all the children that were killed in this room. It's like, oh, I don't know, it's the ghosts that have been dancing around.
Just what you thought you saw.
He's
Ghosts.
all like, yo, yeah, this is ghosts.
So matter of fact.
Probably the ghosts. of all
Probably the
kids
ghosts of all the
killed.
kids killed here. Literally, you could never say that matter of fact. And I don't think he says anything else.
After Scissor
Oh, no.
Man, I ain't scared of no ghosts.
I ain't scared of no ghosts.
Like, they're all in the same room.
There's just so many, and when you walk in, it's like crank, 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 and you're like, that's So, I think I'm going through the right thing. Yes, I am indeed. Let's use this pistol right away. So this is the church. I can't get into it because it has a big lock, and what do you do to big
I guess you
locks?
shoot them.
You freaking shoot them off. I wish Gots would have gave this to me before I walked in, but whatever.
One shot. That was a big padlock, too.
Ah!
You're gonna use it right away.
Gonna use it right away again.
Scissor Man, gonna shoot Scissor Man.
We are actually gonna shoot Scissor Man. This part's kind of scary.
This part's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Shoot Helen.
So, obviously I shoot him because I have the pistol. Now, if you don't have the pistol, there's no way you can get to him in time. He kills Jennifer. You get one of the bad endings. So that's why I went around the way I did. You do not, unless you do that whole lead ball thing, you do not get the pistol. And he just kills her, and you leave.
Did it hit him?
Or he just leaves. And you're like, that's nice, Jennifer's dead.
Also, if you go the wrong way. If you get in the chapel the wrong way.
Yes, there are multiple ways to go in the chapel. Like, you can climb through that fireplace to get to the chapel,
Thank
and
heaven
you will
you're
die.
still alive.
Or, excuse me, she will die.
It's
Helen?
okay now. I've got Scissor Man cornered.
Now, the real question is,
Right
who is
here.
Scissor Man? Who is this man that you just shot?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it might be... What happens
It's
to
Rick.
It's Professor.
It's Rick.
And the one thing you should notice really quick is that the bullet did affect him, whereas back in Scenario 2, the bullet did not affect him in the least at all.
Oh, yeah, why is
Because...
Oh!
It's Professor!
What?
Professor Barton. Why? How could you?
Helen, I told you when you first joined my seminar.
What?
I told
There's
you.
always a danger of turning toward evil.
Evil.
Wait, why
Wait
did
for it, wait
when
for it.
you are researching.
Did you hear that?
evil
Simon
matters.
researching.
Oh my gosh!
Criminal behavior. So, like, he got so into it that he wanted to become Scissor Man, is essentially what happened.
Always remember that danger.
But where's the real Scissor?
And that's the thing that you did realize, is that he's not the real one. He became so into it that he became a copycat Scissor Man, and he was only the Scissor Man for this level because the other Scissor Man was
By his evil soul.
immortal.
Yeah.
This is what I told you. This is what I told you guys earlier.
Helen, do you believe that you really have the strength to keep it from happening to you?
To you? Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it.
Two.
Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it.
Two.
You?
You!
And then I think he just dies.
Can you really deny that you are
Most of the
involved
gameplay, this is how long these friggin' scenes take.
in this case because you
Oh.
to be
Tell me, folks.
Tell me,
Like,
folks.
comment, subscribe. Well, maybe not the last one if you're already subscribed.
maybe
Just the
Create
one.
100 accounts and subscribe
Yeah.
to Professor Barton's
vast
Yeah.
dark
ideology. Okay,
Comment
I-
something.
I am
about
not
how
like
great
you.
this is.
hope you've been enjoying it so far. I still have a little bit to go. And it looks like the
And he
Professor is
dead.
mad
Looks like he
dead.
has a green beard.
He do. So he is one of the people that you can't save. Remember how I said you only have 7 out of 10? He's one of the ones that you cannot save because you literally kill him in the best ending. So there are 2 other characters that you can't save
He's okay.
that we can figure
And
out.
the case is solved.
It's weird. There's been a couple characters we haven't seen yet, but maybe I'll see them in a little bit. I don't know.
Dead.
They'll probably be dead.
It is not over yet.
It is not over yet.
Helen?
Jennifer Lopez.
The professor said he was drawn in by his evil soul.
Which means there's another one.
His. In other words, the real Scissor Man is still alive.
I just can't deal with this anymore. And then, guys, I've been enjoying this run an awful lot, and it's still fun for me to go through. I went through this game twice today, but if I was playing Clock Tower 2, I probably would have slammed this nice PS3 controller into the ground 10 times. I promise you, one of these months
about
we
you?
will do it.
Yeah.
And we'll get a group of friends together, and the thing that's really interesting about Clock Tower 2 is you have to sit there the entire time reading a fact, whereas about half of this I do off of my knowledge and half of it off of fact. For Clock Tower 2, you have to sit there and read step by step exactly what to do, and we'll explain then what we mean by that. But there are very certain situations in that adventure game that you absolutely, positively, without a doubt,
Gotta
have
go
to
back.
do. Yep, you have to go back, which is very misleading how they bring you out there, but you do have to go back.
Like, whoops, forgot something.
Yep, it's very misleading. This is actually where you start if you're Jennifer, which makes it a lot more difficult.
Wait,
Start where?
I'm remembering.
Oh,
I'm remembering part where Professor Barton is like impaled in those 2 rolling things in that room where he died. Is that Jennifer only?
I think that's Jennifer only. In Helen, he's always like weird. So what happens in the C ending? You never go in, you go into the final room that I'm about to be going into, and he's just standing there, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill you because I'm Scissor Man." And you're like, "What? Professor Barton was Scissor Man?" Even though he obviously isn't. In Scenario D, I think the same thing happens. Or no, the real Scissor Man's there, but not dressed up, and he's like,
Oh, what does
Because
he
he can't do
look like?
anything.
What does Scissor Man look like?
"What is the real Scissor Man?"
That was not Professor.
Could it be Nolan? Could it be Tim? Could it be Helen?
I bet it's Tim.
Could it be Jennifer?
Jennifer. I bet it's Tim.
Could it be Guts?
I think it's Tim.
I think it's Tim too.
I never liked his picture taking.
Despite playing this game 50 times, I think it's Tim.
Okay.
So I have one more room to go into. The game is almost over. I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll talk a little bit during the credits and all that. Here is the final, well, technically the final room of the game. So I could have went in here earlier, but until you have that map, you don't really find out. Oh, please. No!
Where are you gonna
Ah!
go? Well, the game was almost over, but then this happened.
That is so freaking lame. You butt munch. Oh, I think I'm gonna go into that door that I was just in and drop the thing on him. Where I got the map. It looks like you can drop that like clothing rack on.
Okay. Yeah, I remember.
I'm gonna do that. Dude, guys, I did this earlier. I didn't see Scissor Man a single time. This time I saw him twice. I mean, that's still really, really good. Wait, you're not on there?
What?
That's P cool. Let's see if I can find something in this room. Yeah, I mean, he'll be entering like right now.
Oh wait, you should do that.
No. Despite how easy that looked, that was actually incredibly difficult to do.
Yeah,
I
where's
need to
that
find-
endless door, or the door that goes to nothing?
Yeah, I guess I can do that. Actually, I think one of them's right here. So, I should be able to do this, and if not, I'll just reload and... Let's see what happens. I also think I can go straight into the thing from right there. Let's see what happens.
It's like, whoa.
Okay, guys, that was worth it. That was worth the
Dude,
time it took.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh my god. Okay. And you would think, oh, he's dead. If I screwed around enough, he would come back in. Now here's the really interesting thing. It just shows you how stupid this game can be. He's gonna be down underneath here, despite the fact that 5 seconds ago he fell thousands of feet, it looked like, to his demise.
Nope.
The only thing I regret from this run, the only thing, is not seeing that computer screen on the first one, but go YouTube it, maybe type in kill screen, clock tower. It's neat. It's only a 5-second clip, but he walks past really slow and all the computers turn on and say kill, which is really cool. So, pretty much have just a little tiny bit to do. That was really fun. I have to go down the hallway into this fountain. So, if you remember, I have the statue and I have that door spell, that Naha Ish. And those are the 2 items I haven't used so far, so... Both will be utilized here. You'll see exactly why. Remember the 7 out of 10 characters. One of them will be in here. Unfortunately, that is K laying right there, obviously dead, so that brings it down to 8 characters.
And Scissor Man.
Which is Scissor Man.
Just...
That voice.
I didn't think you.
Whoa!
That is Edward's voice?
So,
You're the murderer?
finding this out the first time is pretty
Let's
chill.
play,
Whoa.
Helen.
This is first
I'll
time
explain this a
playing
little bit more for you guys who haven't played before, exactly why it makes sense to be Edward. So, taking this statue. Luckily for us, he's in the perfect place. There's a hole about 37 meters wide. Ooh,
it. Whoa,
37
I
meters
think
wide.
it's 37-meter statue. Yeah.
And I literally don't have to do anything else. The game's over, technically. This next part's pretty cool. So this door with a strange symbol.
Open the door and show me the way. So
I guess if you don't have the fireplace, well, if you don't have the door spell, you can't even enter this. You can't even enter this room. So this is the part where Gots is the coolest. He somehow finds it here.
Oh, I just still live here drunkenly.
If you're Jennifer, you have to do other stuff. You have to actually shoot him. But because you're freaking Helen, Gots does. Helen's kind of like the Jill of Resident Evil 1. Gots just does stuff.
The easier quest, and it's cooler too.
Yep. Look at Gots. Oh, I gotta get a good shot here. Come on, Guts! And Scissorman is gone into I don't know what. It's a vacuous compound of evil. Yeah, Guts pretty much is. I mean, Helen pretty much is. Now, if I did everything right after we watch this ending cinematic, it should say A rank, which I know I got, and 7 survivors, which is the max you can get. Because, wow, I'll let this go.
Whoa.
Look at these graphics.
No reason to get upset, is there, Teach? I don't think we can make it.
Yeah.
I am certain Jennifer is still alive.
Hey, someone's there.
Jennifer?
Helen?
Jennifer, you're alive.
Helen!
Well.
So happy.
Helen!
Look at those like rescue moves. Like, look at Guts.
What
the
the
most-
hell?
The most generic.
Well, that was it, I guess.
So, that's the ending. So, I have a couple minutes here. So, yeah, there's 10 people that went along with you. Professor Barton obviously dies, Edward obviously dies, and Kay obviously dies. There's obviously nothing you can do to save Professor Barton or Edward, because Edward is, Scissorman. And Kay dies no matter what. I've never been down there where Kay doesn't survive. So, in the end, extremely flawed game in every way. We pointed out most of them, but still super fun. That probably only took about an hour and a half, but it was. You guys enjoyed it, right? It was fun. It's just a fun game to watch.
Yeah.
Whereas Clock Tower 2, which you guys will eventually see, I absolutely promise, is the least fun game. In fact, it is my vote for the worst game ever made of all time. I've never played a worse game in my life, ever.
That's interesting.
So we have a couple more minutes to see what happens as we go through everything. You might be able to see some of the cool parts where Scissorman might appear. I highly suggest this game. If you ever see it at CiB, pick it up. Obviously, you can follow exactly what I did and have it easy, or just go around and explore Scissorman. There's a lot more places where you can randomly show up.
Explore his body.
It's explore his body, but it's neat. You can also play as Jennifer, who has a similar but not exactly the same quest. Especially the third scenario for her is completely different. You start in a different place. You get a lot of the same items, but you use them in different ways. So that's why it's nice. As you see, that's Nolan. If you're Jennifer, your secondary character is Nolan the reporter, who she starts to I guess, date. So he's obviously more important, whereas you literally never see Dots in Jennifer's quest, just kind of like berries on you in Jennifer's quest. So, I will say that the Scissorman theme is still one of the scariest things of all time. We were actually pretty on edge there for the third act. There, so
That picture.
that picture was rough. But I love how you guys saw how he just fell at the end. I didn't even. He literally just does like a somersault. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, he just keeps walking. He's like,
Oh, this is so. I mean, she's hanging off the door,
So,
but.
it makes a lot of sense that he's a 10-year-old kid because he's watching cartoons. He's kind of stupid sometimes. Although he's immortal, he's still a 10-year-old kid. And originally in the first game for Super Nintendo, it was a pair of twins, Dan and I forget the other name, but a pair of twins that were the evil Scissormen. You kill the first one in the first game, who at the point, I guess he's a 7 or 8-year-old boy. And then Edward is the surviving one. People don't know that. They just find him. They're like, oh my god, who's this little baby? Oh my god, what? And, wow, please tell me they are unique voices for everybody.
Yep.
That's amazing. That's ridiculous.
Peter Stone as Guts.
Show me best voice actor. I
don't think we'll ever play this game, but in Clock Tower 3, they take Scissorman and, I don't know, like, they make a mockery of him.
They do make a mockery
He's like
of it.
an Asian, like, pretty boy with his sister, like, twin sister, and they both have scissors, and I don't know, they're really dumb.
Oh, I can't believe that every single character in this game
Sayoko.
has their own, like, Barry Jarity or whatever, literally recorded those 3 lines. They called him and was like, dude, Barry, we really need you. We really need you to do this.
We need you.
This Tim character, he is absolutely crucial. We need you in on this. They can't just have the person doing Gots be like, hey, God, slightly change your voice. Like, hey, here's me doing Tim. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that. Okay, here's me doing Gots. Teach! Okay, cool. I just did 2 characters in the entire game right now. But, I don't know what I was going on about, but something like that.
Is that Project Remothered a remake of this game?
Yes, it's the Super Nintendo one. There was a project out there called Remothered that's been going on for literally 10 years, where they're remaking step by step the Super Nintendo Clock Tower. If you've never seen the Super Nintendo Clock Tower, it's because it was only released in Japan, and you can only find it via app, whatever. But yeah, they're remaking a 3D version. I doubt it will be done in the next 5 years. They're still working on the character models. They look good. So it seems like it's a thing that only 1 or 2 people are doing, and it's obviously not their jobs, like it's their side thing. So I think it could be years and years until it's done. If it's ever done, you will absolutely guarantee to see it for a Let's Play, and maybe even a blind Let's Play. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But we'll see. I mean, if I did this game for a blind Let's Play, honestly, I would be here for like 8 hours. It's super cryptic. If you don't know what you're doing, it's super cryptic. It's like Myst. You can beat Myst in 3 minutes, like our friend Carter can beat Myst in 3 to 5 minutes. But if Trevor and I went to go play it, it would take us several hours. I mean, easily. So let's see what I did. Like I said, best ending is 7 people saved and A rank, and I don't know any way to do it better. Awesome.
There you go.
Cool. So that is only the 2nd time ever that I got all the survivors. The other was earlier today. Finally did it on actual thing. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Again, this is one of my favorite games ever. Watching a Let's Play is great, but you get most of the actual excitement for a game like this from actually playing it, being, you know, a loner with a friend at night, and just, despite the graphics, it really can sink you in, and it shows you that graphics really aren't everything. Even bad games, like this is I think Trevor will agree, it's bad. Like, it's not well made, but even not well made games can be really, really good and memorable and loved by everyone who's ever played it. So, I guess that's all I have for you guys.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else to add, Trev?
Next week I'll be doing Sonic Generations. Next week Brandon will be doing Pikmin.
Pikmin!
And I will be watching. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Good.
See ya. And remember...
Like, comment, subscribe.
Completed box. Sign out.